Good afternoon, everybody who is interested in Maryland wine, or I should say good evening, good morning, whenever it is you are tuning in. I'm Kevin Addix with the Maryland Wineries Association, and always very excited to be here and always very excited to introduce our guests. And today we've got someone very special, a co-worker of mine in the Maryland Wineries Association and Grow and Fortify, Jana Howley. Jana, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Very, very good. So, Jana, we're here, and your lighting is better than mine. I'll work on that. But we're here to introduce a really cool new program that I've been priming folks for over the last few weeks, and it's the Maryland Wine Explorer program. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll do a little demo and get people excited.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very excited about this too, because we've been talking about it. It seems like forever, and to see it come to fruition is really, really exciting. So the Maryland Wine Explorer program is a program that we just launched, which enables people who live in Maryland for now, because we're going to be shipping these wines directly to your door. But and it enables you to subscribe and get curated wines that we put together in packs. So we're offering a white wine pack, a red wine pack for subscription or just for purchase. And the cool thing is we're offering a Thanksgiving pack this go around, which is the great thing about doing kind of a quarterly club model like we're doing, is that each quarter we'll be able to kind of put together these themed packs that make sense for the time of the year. And then additionally, what we'll be offering are flash sales, kind of like on a flash sale last bottle model, where we're going to get some really great wines that will be available for sale for a short amount of time at a really great price for Maryland wine lovers. And kind of the reason we're doing this is because, you know, we know that we've got a lot of Maryland wine enthusiasts out there, but it really is hard to get around to the entire state to visit all of our wineries. So what we're doing is we're curating the wines for you and then putting them together in these packs. I can't hear you.
So
I was excitement.
Yeah, well, I was so excited. So you mentioned that there are lots of wine explorers out there, and we know that because we meet them at our events and at the Explorer Pass, the Hilltop Hangout at the Maryland Wine Festival, where people are coming in and they're hunting for the newest, coolest, greatest, super high quality, low production, locally grown wines. And that's really what this program's about. And, on the flip side of it, you and I and a couple of other folks who are in the industry get early access to a lot of these wines. Like we end up helping the wineries get licensed and get started. And we try these wines sometimes for years before they actually hit the market. And when they do, it's a small winery out in a very rural part of Maryland that unless you stumble upon it or you are one of those, local wine explorer, hunter, gatherer type folks who are out there actually looking, you'll never find it. You may never actually see it. So tell us about that, just the idea that we're gathering these wines that you might not otherwise find.
Yeah, I mean, well, that statement just makes me sad because we have so many fantastic wineries out there. And then when, we find a fantastic wine, and like you said, it's sort of these VIP or explorer tents, and people are like, I had no idea this winery existed. It's like, I love the fact that I hear that excitement from them and that they've made this discovery, but then it's like, oh, damn it. Like there's too many of our great wineries out there that aren't getting that, kind of visibility, again, because we've got more and more coming online, and some of them, may be smaller production, and they're just not getting quite as much visibility. So this program is kind of designed to help, some of our wineries who are making really great stuff get a little bit more visibility kind of in the local marketplace. And I think part of this too is to encourage people to be able to go visit these wineries. So it isn't just to get a pack delivered to your door, which, I mean, who's not going to think that's fantastic, having the wine shipped directly to your door? But we also want people to get out and then go visit those wineries and kind of discover the other wines that they have to offer. And then the other wineries that are, in the area around whatever winery you may go pick, go visit from the pack. So it really is it's not only kind of a wine program, but in a way it's kind of a tourism program helping to promote our wine trails and the sort of amazing winery sites that our members have, and they would love to have people come on out. And as we know, at this time, our wineries are working really hard to kind of have nice, safe, comfortable accommodations for people to come out and visit. So you mentioned a couple things that I want to dive into. First, well, maybe in a minute, I want to talk about how the wines are picked and who picks the wines, because we see a lot of wines, and there's only so many wines we can fit in a pack per shipment and per quarter. So I want to get to that in a moment. But you mentioned subscription packs, but that's not the only thing that's on offer here. No, correct. So, we really would like people to subscribe, because there is a discount that comes with subscribing. You get a discount on the pack, and you get flat rate shipping, which is definitely a benefit. And then you also get, as a subscriber, you get a 10% discount on other wines that you might purchase. And then we're going to be putting together some cool Explorer activities, hopefully in 2021, where we will be able to have people gather. Now, we don't know what that looks like exactly. It could be some virtual gatherings. Hold your lovely wine at a distance as you sniff and swirl. And we've got the new Facebook page, which we've launched, which we should definitely mention to people that, if you are a Maryland wine explorer and you love Maryland wine, we would love to have you join this Facebook group to be able to talk about it and sort of share your experiences and the wines that you love. But kind of as I mentioned, in 2021, we're hoping to have some events where we will be able to bring the Maryland Wine Explorer subscribers together to connect this community of Maryland wine aficionados.
So the idea of subscribing is it's just like your standard wine club. I imagine many of our folks have subscribed to a wine club or been involved in a winery's wine club before, but you say, all right, every quarter I want to receive a 3-pack or a 6-pack of white wine or red wine. And you subscribe, and that's kind of your baseline. But you don't need to subscribe. We'd love for you to subscribe, and you get benefits for subscribing, but you don't need to subscribe. When we turn this shop on and our wineries post their wines for sale, you're able, as a customer, to come on and buy a 3-pack and be done with it. Yeah. But if you were to subscribe, you get that 10% discount, but you also get flat rate shipping. So mention why that's important.
Why the flat rate shipping is important? Yeah. Well, because the cost to ship wine anywhere in the state of Maryland is incredibly, variable. Wine's not a light product for another thing. Glass bottles are heavy. Again, it just shows up right at your door. The nice thing is that as part of the, club membership, you'll get a notification when the wines are coming, so that you can make sure you're there to, in your yoga pants and your, fluffy slippers to.
How did you know?
That's what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
But to get that wine, and for this first subscription series, and for any wines that you order, they're going out the week before Thanksgiving, and we did that really deliberately because we want you to have all of these amazing wines for your Thanksgiving dinner, so you can show off to your friends and family that are going to be there either in person or over Zoom. So.
The other thing that I love about it, so you get that flat rate shipping, and then there, in addition to your red pack or white pack, as you mentioned, there's a Thanksgiving pack. So that's this go around, because it's, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and that's always a quagmire in our house about what we're going to drink on Thanksgiving. And so we end up opening a bunch of bottles just in case, and we end up having a great time. So we're taking that thought process out for you. But then, if you wanted to add that Thanksgiving pack, that's included in the flat rate shipping. As we go forward, we'll have some other very cool packs. We're in the process of building a few really, really cool packs for the winter shipment, which will include some just interesting collections. And it lets us be creative, but it also lets us play on the fact that our wineries are running these themes. Like we've talked about it on Wine Wednesday before, that we've got varieties in Maryland that they may not be unique to Maryland, but they're the history of Maryland. Saval, Vidal, Chamberson, Chancellor, things like that. That if you're a big new wine, I don't want to say a wine snob, but you're coming from the world of French or California wine, you've never heard of these wines, and or you may have thought that those were like old-fashioned wines. Well, some of the new versions of those are killer.
Yeah.
And so we can build a Maryland history pack and offer that for sale. Optional, of course, if anybody wants that. But we're really, really excited about it. And I see Jim has suggested open a few bottles just in case. Yeah. And that was just in case, not just a case.
Yeah.
And another one here from Abby, can't decide between the red and white pack. And you know what? If you actually look at it, they're affordably priced. So this isn't a matter of trying to, crazy mark things up. These are affordably priced. And certainly when you subscribe, you get that discount. I don't know that you mentioned the flash sale.
Oh, no. We got to talk about that.
And we'll take a tour of the site in a moment, but give us the gist of the flash sale.
So the flash sale we've got going on right now is pretty cool. And we've got we have a promotion going on right now. It's the I Voted promotion, thanking everybody for doing their civic duty in voting in the recent election, and it runs through Saturday. It's an additional 10% off the wines, and we have got a collection of some really amazing white wines and rosés. Snag them while you can, because they're leaving the marketplace really quickly, and rosés can often be really delicious at Thanksgiving time. So the flash sales, as I kind of mentioned, are gonna change every time we offer them. But the whites and rosés we've got right now on offer they're pretty darn amazing. Whites and rosés from all over the state, and I think a really, really nice representation of the different types of grape varieties that we're growing in the state of Maryland. I mean, the rosés are from like a wide variety of red wine grapes as well as the white wines. So snag them while you can, because they are delicious and they'll go fast.
So what is the deadline? So with this, someone can subscribe at any point in the year and it's going to ship. Their red pack, white pack is going to ship quarterly.
Yeah.
But what's the deadline? Like, how long is the store open and what are the parameters?
So in this case, the store is going to be open until next Friday, the 13th. The sales will be open until then. Again, you can subscribe after that, but you wouldn't get your next subscription until first quarter 2021. But the flash sale wines and then the Thanksgiving pack, those will go away after November 13th, because I know that seems like a little bit mean right before Thanksgiving, but we just need to make sure we've got the time to get all the wines pulled together and then shipped out to everybody with a guaranteed delivery before Thanksgiving. So we kind of had to have that time in there for to basically fulfill the wine orders and get them shipped, so that again, everybody gets those wines before Thanksgiving.
Should we take a look at the site and just walk through?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I mean, not like we don't have it memorized, but
yeah, but you know what? I think it's. I love the work that our team has done. I'll give a big shout out to Jim for building this page. Can you see me scrolling here?
I can see you scrolling.
Okay, great. So when you go to marylandwine.com/explore, this is going to be up here for you to subscribe throughout the year, and then in these quarterly 2 to 3 week periods when the shop is open, get in there and get stuff while it's available. When we have flash sale wines, those are going to be available until they're out. Mm-hmm. So very often these are, as you and I have discussed before, these are some limited products. Sometimes these are the last of a vintage, and when they're gone, they're gone. Like you,
so sad.
Yeah, so sad. Can't go to the winery and get it. And we'll take a look at those in a moment. But just looking down at the Explorer pack, so the white and the red pack. Let's start with the white pack. So you've got the ability to buy straight up, or you can subscribe. But let's just jump into the Explore section. So these are really, really good wines. You want to say anything about these?
Oh, I mean,
wines.
Yeah, so this is really fun. We've got Port of Leonardtown's Albarino. Albarino is a Spanish varietal that is doing really, really well in a lot of areas of Maryland and making absolutely delicious wines. It's really cool because Albarino sort of turns out differently depending upon where it's grown in the state, but just lovely, a lovely wine. We've also got Big Cork Chardonnay. This is definitely a Chardonnay. If you say you don't like Chardonnay, and you should try this one because it is really gorgeous and well balanced and just absolutely, a treat to drink. And then we've got Love Point, who's one of our newer wineries. It is their Vidal Blanc.
Yep.
And I believe is that got the one that's got a little bit of a Gewürztraminer in it?
You caught me without the bottle, but
I did click on add to cart. Let's see. I think I've got a description there, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Description. Oh no.
So looks like I'm going to be subscribing today.
Yeah, apparently you're buying. Oh, wait,
apparently I'm buying. So anybody just post your orders and I'll buy. So Love Point's a brand new winery that our team has gotten to tour, and I know some folks have been there because I've heard that they've had some tastings or seen them out places. But that's an example of one of these wineries that they've opened to the public during COVID. Yeah. So unless you've been out scouting, you've missed it. Big Cork is one that has become very popular. They're out in Rohrersville, Washington County, so kind of south of Hagerstown. And Port of Leonardtown is kind of at the other end of the state, down as far south as you can go in St. Mary's County. So, one of the things that's come up that kind of spawned this idea when we were chatting as a team is that you may know Big Cork and have been to Big Cork and be a fan of Big Cork, but you may have never ever heard of Love Point or Port of Leonardtown and vice versa. Mm-hmm. And so that's the goal of this, is to showcase some very, very cool wines from around the state. And even if you've been to Big Cork or Port of Leonardtown or Love Point, you may not have had this wine or this vintage, which is the other great thing about wine, is that you've got this, annual, basically, giving of the gift.
It changes every time,
giving of the gift of the new vintage every year, which is so cool. And I love that when you go in the winery and I say, oh, well, I've tried that. And they're like, no, you haven't, because this is the brand new one. And so that's really exciting. So the difference between the 3-pack and the 6-pack is what?
Well, the 6-pack is the same as the 3-pack. You just get 2 bottles of each because, if 1 bottle's good, 2 bottles are even better. So.
Yeah. Well, good. And I figured I knew the answer to that because I can.
One for season,
So, and then jumping into the reds here. So again, very, very cool reds, and 1 or 2 here that folks may never have heard from.
Yeah, so we've got Linganore, one of our, sort of historic heritage wineries in the state, and a Petit Verdot, which is another varietal that's been typically a blending grape, but, does really well in Maryland as a standalone varietal. See, there's our descriptors. We've got Bordelot, who's down in Eden in south of Salisbury, and this is their Chambourcin. Chambourcin's is a hybrid varietal that does extremely well in Maryland. And man, this little Lot 7 is just absolutely delicious. And then we've got Great Frogs Winery. They're cold-blooded, 2018 cold-blooded Bordeaux blend. And they're right down the road in Anne Arundel County. So kind of like you had mentioned, we're sort of trying to go for a combination of blends, a combination of kind of different geographic regions, maybe some of our legacy wineries that you maybe thought you knew, but you don't, as well as highlighting some of our newer, wineries too.
So the Great Frogs, I'll just point out that that's like if a Bordeaux and a Rhone blend collided midair. I mean, this is you've got primarily Syrah and Cab Sauv with Mourvedre, PV, Merlot, Cab Franc. So I mean that is more than that's like an uber awesome blend. And we tried all these wines, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
which is so cool.
Yeah.
And I got to thank Kelly from our team for saying, click the name of the pack and it will show you.
Thank you for technical support, Kelly.
Yeah. So if you need Kelly in our IT department.
Yeah. And we got
So
to talk about that Thanksgiving pack too. I mean, we talked about the other ones now, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention the cool stuff in the Thanksgiving pack.
yeah. So let's check that out.
Okay.
So what are the challenges with picking wine for Thanksgiving while we're on it?
Oh man. Well, you've got like lots of different personalities. You've got people personalities at Thanksgiving to sort of reckon with, and then you've got
Uncle Tom.
flavor personalities at Thanksgiving to reckon with. And hopefully we have put together a 3-pack that deals with both of those things. So in this pack, we have a sparkling Barbera Rosé. It's like, yowza. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So something sparkly, something celebratory. This could either kind of be in advance of dinner or with dinner. Right. And then we've got a Piment, which is really, really cool. This is a mead wine blend. I should backtrack a little bit. The Sparkling Barbera Rosé is from Crow Vineyards on the Eastern Shore in Kent County. And the Piment is from Lowe. And it's called Legacy. And this one is really cool. It's dry. So you think, oh, mead, it might be sweet. It's bone dry, but it's got really just gorgeous, lush, almost sweet flavors on the nose, which is really nice. And I think that will go nice with sort of all the different flavors that you get in a Thanksgiving meal. The cool reason to snap this one up is because they're not going to be releasing, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not going to be releasing this Legacy again because they're now going to be putting it into a barrel aging program. Is that right?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
I just have to break in and correct Ruthie, who said that she likes white wine. Ruthie, you actually like all wine, and I know that. Yeah. So don't try to limit yourself.
You're right. I know.
Right. We're beyond that, Ruthie. Just drink the wine.
Drink what you like. Drink what you like. That's all.
So and can I just jump in one more thing? The Piment. So the Piment is it not only is it just cool to have a mead/wine blend, which is what a Piment is. This is kind of the old school recipe from Lowe Vineyards. So this is their legacy recipe from when Bill Lowe came into the country, and they've got they've tried to work through what the recipes are from the family way back in the old country and have recreated it. And if you blindfolded yourself, which I always encourage wine drinkers to blindfold at least once and try it, it is a wonderful white wine. And then there's this thing that makes you think that it's something a little different, but it's this broadness that is, we thought it would be perfect with that cacophony of foods that are coming at you at Thanksgiving, and personalities, but the food.
Cacophony, that's a good word for Thanksgiving, cacophony. And then the last but not least, we've got a delicious Bordeaux blend from Sugarloaf Mountain Vineyard, their Circe. And this one has got, it's just a nice, all well-rounded red. And it's got enough acidity to hold up to the foods. It's not too big of a red wine where it overwhelms. So yeah, I mean, that's, I mean, we love them all. That's why we put them in these packs, right? We fell in love with these wines when we tried them. And
yeah, definitely. And then what I love about this, and I've had some colleagues and friends who came on because I said you should check this out, and they're testing it out for us and looking, and they end up subscribing because while they might have heard, like I said before, of one of these, they've never had that wine or this wine, and it's just, here it is served up for them. I want to jump to the flash sale wines just to talk about this. So first thing I'll say is raise your hand if you voted. Okay, so this is only for our listeners and viewers and wine fans who voted. Yeah. Don't care who you voted for. Just get involved in the process.
You'll know if you didn't.
Well, yeah, and we got to wrap by 4 because a bunch of us are just going to go count votes in Philadelphia just to see if we can wrap this up.
I'm having a glass of wine.
Okay, well, good. So so these are wines that a lot of these wines are wines that were part of our Explorer packs in the spring when we did our Stay Home and Wine Down event, which a lot of people participated in. So tell us a little bit about these wines.
Oh gosh, man, that's a long lineup. So Antietam Creek Vineyard Chardonnay. I mean, that's, this is another example, and we put the Chardonnay in too because we were like, you think you don't like Chardonnay, but you try these and you're going to be, amazed. The Coolridge Cool White. That's a 4 varietal blend: Viognier, Pinot Gris, Riesling, and Traminette. The Cool White has won several Governor's Cup awards, I think, over the past couple of years. This 2015 Chardonnay, I think it looks like we're Chardonnay obsessed here, but I swear we're not. But
some of us are.
Yeah. Really, really, really delicious, well balanced Chardonnay. This Rose Gray Rosé is Chambourcin Céval Blanc blend. So that's you talking about some of the kind of varietals that have been heritage varietals in the state of Maryland that just make some really, really nice wine. And again, rosé is not just for summer; it carries beautifully into the fall and winter. Lingonore's Vignoles, another just so good. Just grab that bad boy and drink it on a porch.
And thank you for clarifying; it's not Vignoles.
Yes, it is not. Yeah. This Port of Leonardtown Chaptico Rosé. We are hoarding it in our office. It's got just a tiny bit of sweetness, just like a little hint of sweetness that is absolutely delicious. Goes great with things that are slightly spicy. Sugarloaf's Pinot Grigio. This is definitely not that bottle of expensively priced Pinot Grigio you see in every wine shop whose name begins with an S and ends with an A. Definitely give this one a try. It's going to be really much more. It's going to be complex and interesting and absolutely delicious. Wine Collective is our one of our newest additions. The Wine Collective is a custom crush facility located in Baltimore. So they're in Hamden at the Union Collective. So they not only make their own wines, but they make wines for other wineries, our other winery members. Again, this is a really, I'm just going to keep saying delicious rosé.
Yeah.
Delicious rosé,
Speaking of rosé.
Yeah, speaking of rosé. And then we've got Windridge Vineyards, one of our newer members who's got in Montgomery County, whose tasting room just opened up. They've got a lovely outdoor space, but their tasting room just opened up. And
so, Jana, I have to say, and I think that's the end of the list, but it's folks of a certain age.
Yeah.
Who will understand the NKOTB.
Oh, yeah. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm a child of the 80s and 90s.
So you went to a concert?
No. Yeah, it wasn't my thing. But apparently you went to a concert, at least one, it sounds like.
RFK Stadium, yes. Yeah. way back when.
Oh.
So what else can we say about this other than get up on it and check it out, and we hope you become a subscriber and at very least buy some bottles, because certainly the ones in the flash sale are not here for long. That Crow Chardonnay is almost 50% off, and even though it's a 2015, it is drinking phenomenally well. So that's one that I've already plucked a few of.
And if you've got questions, that we do have some frequently asked questions on the Explorer page too, but don't hesitate to drop us a note. If you've got questions about, how the program works. We're working on our first quarter 2021 wine selections really soon. I'm not going to tell you what they are right now, but it's going to be some other.
Good.
Huh?
But they're good.
But they're good. Yeah, but they're good.
I was started to ask a question and then we avoided it. Who picks the wines?
Oh, we have this super high-powered, awesome committee of people who pick the wine.
So you pick the wine.
Committee of one. It's you and me, and it's Jim, our director of communications, and Claude Mackey, who is our Maryland wine ambassador and a darling of the Maryland wine world. and Al Spoler, who is the host of Cellar Notes and also the judge of the Maryland annual Governor's Cup wine competition.
Yeah, and so what's great about having this team, and even during COVID, so we're not all gathering together trying all the wines, but we hear from folks. Like we hear from Claude, who's out and about. If you've never had a chance to meet Claude, meet Claude. If you ever wanted to meet Claude, go to a winery, and you will. If you're at that winery 4 days in a row, Claude will cycle through. So Claude's out there trying these amazing wines and reporting back. Al Spoler is always trying these wines and reporting back. You're trying wines, reporting back. I'm out and about reporting back. And so, look, we're open to suggestions too. So this isn't a lock, closed down review. So if you have something that you think is amazing, let us know. We'll hunt it out. It's entirely possible with over. We're estimating 500 wines being produced in the state. It's entirely possible we haven't tried something yet.
Yeah, we are not tasting 500 wines, yeah.
But, that's an aspirational goal. So let's
put it on my calendar.
Any final things that we should discuss?
I don't know. We're really excited about this program. It's something we've wanted to do for a long time. And I hate to say this, but kind of COVID-19 turned out to be, for this kind of a blessing in disguise, because it really became something that we felt strongly about, and that we wanted to make people aware of, our amazing wines. You may not be comfortable going out and visiting the wineries, so we can bring it right to your home. One of the things I should mention is that in each shipment of wine there's a card that's got an explanation about the different wine, about each wine. So you've got a little bit of kind of documentation to kind of help educate you about the wines too. And again, we're hoping that, everybody who subscribes joins the Facebook group for the Wine Explorers, so that, we can have conversations and share with each other about, all of these wines and the amazing wineries we've got around our state. And it really is designed to kind of create a community of Maryland wine lovers.
Because we know we're out there.
Yeah, we are.
We are out there. So with that, Jana, thanks so much for being on and for kind of pushing this project forward and kind of putting your feet down and saying this is the time to do it. It is now time to do it. So and thanks to the entire team and Kelly, Abby, Jim, and beyond. And Ruthie for your support, and Claude and Alan, everybody who's been involved in this. And I should say, and to our board and our wineries who have really been supportive of this, because look, it checks their boxes. It's promoting local wine and it's selling local wine. And if the more we can do to spread the word about the great wines that are being produced in Maryland, all the better. So this does it. So Jana, thanks.
Thank you.
And for more information, you see that URL down there, www.marylandwine.com/explore, or right on the homepage, right up there in the middle, you can click Explore and learn all about our Explorer Club, how to subscribe, how to get those discounts, how to get that flat rate shipping on wines, and just how to be a greater part of that and participant in the Maryland wine family. So with that, thank everybody for joining us, and cheers.